Giuliani's full of himself, dude. He always whipped his dick out in front of Borat, and then, he was dripping raw. I think Giuliani would take a swing at you, dude. You fuck around too much, like you catch him in the hallway. You're like, hey, Giuliani, you're fucking lapdog to Donald Trump. And if he knew no one was there, he'd probably walk up to you and then fucking grab you and fucking slap you around.
I don't think he'd
Unless
do
you're
it.
bigger, if you're smaller than him, yes.
The only way I think he'd do it is if you were like, my guess, he just seems like he's not. Maybe a push or something, maybe, but I doubt it. Only
I can get Johnny on something real quick. I'd be like,
what the shirt? What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. That's how you get punched on a macho guy.
Chuck's got the brawler stance. Chuck knows.
Me and Chuck can back-to-back fight in any situation.
Did you guys ever see the movie Wipe the Dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. It's basically like when what's his name? Fucking Rain Man came in, and they brought him in because he was like this Hollywood producer and he fucking or director or whatever, and he started propaganda. You know what I mean? So you're playing to that media shit. No, Robert De Niro was in there. Aniston.
Rain Man? Isn't that Tom Cruise and
Hoffman.
fucking Hoffman?
In the Wag the Dog, it was Hoffman who was the media guy or
Hoffman,
the director or whatever. And then at the end of the movie, remember they just kill him because they're done with him. Kind of like that with what Trump did with the minority voters. He just kicked them out of the car. Okay, we don't need you anymore. Boom.
What you're really seeing there is the globalists through Hollywood telling the Democrats and the Republicans that they got to play their part or they're going to be taken out. This is a total psyop operation, and we need to break the chains. Take my vitamins, drink my water.
Why do we so easily like buy into it? I mean, I hate to go back to this, but
that's the religious aspect. That's the Great Awakening part.
But that plays into it. That's why the religion.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They're ready. They're ready because see, they're raised and to believe that this is true, right? Like, cross my fingers, swear to die, I'm your grandpa. I'm telling you, Jesus is real. I'm telling you, all this is real. And so you got a whole book full of content of what these people basically believe that they're drawing from to yeah. And look, like I said, it's taxes. They want you not to pay taxes. They're corporate shills. They want you not to buy other people's shit, buy their shit. And, they're planting the seeds of taxes is against your liberty. Wearing a mask is against your liberty. A non-mandated fucking vax is against your liberties. Like, someone taking away Mr. Potato Head, that's against your liberties too. Like, your rights are being violated because you're white. They took Potato Head because it's against white Christian culture. Santorum said it himself. This country was empty when we showed up. This continent was empty when we showed up. There was nothing going on.
Yeah.
Our culture has nothing to do with their culture, basically is what I'm saying. Like, we're not influenced by it. But as someone who grew up in the Southwest with white people, quote unquote cowboys or whatever, you see the Indian influence everywhere. I don't know what fucking continent they live on. Like,
because that's what we've been doing in America.
It's like Indians, like we have a decent, right now we have a decent relationship with our Native Americans. It's improving, I believe. Has improved a lot. Giving land back, the casinos, other fucking programs.
The AIM movement calmed down. AIM and John Peltier.
The American Indian. I think he was saying the anal compound. I was like, Chuck.
Shit, man. You got your head somewhere else if you think that's what I'm saying.
I couldn't hear you. It sounds muffled. You might be too close to the mic now.
Okay, well, maybe I'm too far.
There you go. Get close. Personal, Chuck. Rub up against that microphone. Slow.
Just 2 turntables and a microphone.
There you go.
That's why
It's because they have to have the David for the Goliath. That's what they're doing. This whole thing pits on that. They're the David. They're going after Goliath. Even if Goliath, they're like, basically, yeah, we have to go after. You know what I mean? They're the David. Even though they're the fucking Goliath, they have to paint themselves as we're the ones in the just cause. Where the Western civilization is going down.
here's the thing, though, that I've always
Hold-
said about
hold-
America.
hold-
America has always co-opted everything from other cultures. If it wasn't for cultures, like the cowboys themselves, they're vaqueros. You know what I mean? What's really an American dish?
I mean, there's just like, yeah, it's cowboy dishes, out in the West shit, like Depression era crap, like moments that defined America, you know. But we are, but because at different times in different places in America, there's different cultures emerging and merging together, you know, like they're coming over, they're building, and it takes time. It's not immediate. Like you can't just assimilate immediately and being hostile towards them.
It took time for the every minority, or well, I'm sorry, not minority, but every class of people that has come over to America has taken time for them to, oh, we won't hate you now because we got the others to hate.
Knowledge is power. They're hating on that. So they want to keep the ignorance because the ignorant people are profitable to them. It's ignorant people that open their wallets at church when it's a tent revival. During the QAnon era, that revival, the people that open their wallets are the people that are now going to prison because some of them ended up opening their wallets all the way to the fucking Capitol, you know?
They took the whole trek.
I'm sorry, did you see that fucking senator coming out and say that it was all like peaceful demonstration?
It was like a regular tourist. It was a regular day, a regular tour day.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to fix it, trying to paint it for their people. That's all. And the people that listen to them, the people that's what you're going to hear on their conservative media for that state is.
But the thing is, you want to hear that too. That's part of it too. You tune it in and then you tune everything the fuck out.
But if that's all there is, what are you going to do?
You don't keep an open mind, is what I'm trying to say. Like that's like you're saying, people want to buy in only to their products. You know what I mean? That's what it is. If you don't agree with my views, my stance, and your shit, I don't even want to buy your goddamn shoes. You know?
I mean, our co-op of culture not only allowed us to start colonies here, you know, we have a holiday for it, but that very Revolutionary War was fought using learned tactics from the local natives. Like the British got lit the fuck up, and the mercenaries got lit the fuck up fighting for the British by a bunch of badass fucking colonists that were, you know, like doing Native American stuff. You know, they were doing that.
Guerrilla.
It was just in simple words, it was a superior tactic that worked and it allowed a minority to beat. It was an actual literal David versus Goliath. But the lesson of the story, I guess, would be that it was because they learned from their homies. They didn't show up and hate on their shit because it's not their shit. They fucking went, oh, that's dope. Oh, you don't gotta stand there like a dickwad behind fucking Charles? No, why would you do that?
I guess you're just the thing I just said. Then there's a positive thing about that American. You know what I mean? You're using those other ideas to make your ideas even better.
Yeah, but we're falling behind because we're standing on those same ideas.
I understand. I'm talking about the actual positive.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, look at the that pipeline that was shut down by ransomware. I mean, us as Americans, we don't fund enough cybersecurity. That's the new warfare. We're still putting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get.
We're still building fucking boats. We're building Navy ships. We're fucking. That's not the real war. The real war is on it's cyber, and we're not putting enough money in cyber. Why? Because we have to build tanks, tanks.
We talked about this before, and I was telling you that's why China is making so much more progress because they're not getting bogged down on the corporate fucking contracts that they have.
I mean, North Korea has a better technology arm, like for cybersecurity or whatever, than the United States does, and they have they're running on probably like Commodore 64, Apple, fucking old school.
Most of like you were talking about, most of Georgia.
No. Let me make thought.
Most of the things that any like revolutions or any people that are getting oppressed, they usually win, dude. They usually do. Like I mean, look at Vietnam, look at North Korea, like you said. I mean, they stopped us at the peril. We couldn't overcome them. Most of those people, look at Cuba. But Afghanistan took out the Russians and they took out the Americans. You know, people that want to be free, it's almost harder to actually defeat them. But then again, I mean, what your definition of freedom is, like the full, the marginalization of anything.
Because we're fighting conventional warfare.
Yes, exactly.
That's why. And they're fighting unconvinced. Look at the Taliban. The Taliban, September 11th, they already know when they can go back in. They're already doing shit. They're already kicking the nest. But they know we're leaving because we have the watches. They have the time. They just have to sit back. That's what happened. That's what happened in Vietnam. That's what happened in Korea. Because the only way you can win those types of war is to obliterate everybody that looks like that. That's the only way you win that war is you just decimate the entire place.
Yeah, and we weren't fighting. That war wasn't a war against the Vietnamese. It was a war against the Soviets. It was like some
proxy,
asymmetrical proxy war, and it wasn't in the U.S. interest to, like Eric said, like keep killing fucking Vietnamese. Like.
No,
and
the French were already there. We took over.
Well, they were.
We wanted to stop that
The communists were helping kick out the colonial French, I suppose.
Yeah.
And the way that the Cold War was working at that point, with like Soviet arm deals and shit. Guys in glasses with like clean cut and fucking flat tops. They killed fucking Apollo, bro. Well, what more do you want me to say? Fucking killed him, dude.
I agree with him.
And then they just said, if he dies, he dies.
Well, then again, I mean, they could have done it. It was the stubbornness of Apollo too. He was in the corner. They're telling him, "Hey, come on, man. You keep on fighting or whatever."
Rocky should be still in the fucking towel, dude. Rocky should be still in the fucking towel. And he knows it too, boy. That shit ate him up inside. And no matter what he did to Creed, he knows he can never give enough. The little Creed, the little baby Creed.
Maybe Apollo was doing that to become a martyr, so open up a heart.
Maybe they went in there and he got briefed by some CIA and they're like, look, dude, like this guy wants to kill you for real. He's like, I know. He's like, look, but if you let him kill you, you'll save millions of lives. Like you can end this nuclear showdown right here, right now. If they kill you, the world will see how evil the Soviet Empire is, and they will all side with us. We will win over the world. And he was like, all right. And then Rocky overheard it, though. Rocky overheard that shit in the locker room. That's why he was like torn by it.
Well, he knew he was going to get that robot made.
And there was another CIA agent making sure that he listened. he was watching Rocky.
But I think that's what's going on now is we're having a proxy war, but within our political parties, within our beliefs. It's a religious war.
Stuff, but it doesn't. It fucking rhymes.
Well, there's also like a real war. Russia's like trying to take Crimea. Fucking China totally wants Taiwan and Hong Kong. China wants Hong Kong.
China has
in a
Hong
bad
Kong.
way.
Yeah,
but they want to come in and they want to take out their established like culture, just same way the Communist Party did to China in the past. They come in there and it's a clean state. Yeah, venga se.
Look what they're doing to the Uyghurs.
I could rape you, or you could take more money and we could just do it. You
guys heard of the
rape in a sense, but you got the money. Right?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it with the Chinese, and they know it. They know if you take the money, they're still going to kill you, dude. You don't give them the power. Don't give them the inch. It's like Mexico, dude. It's the same thing with Mexico. If you don't take the bribes, fucking works. But if you do take the bribes, they say Mexico's like the most corrupt country in the world, dude.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. It's just that they do it blatantly out in the open. That's why. But
talk about a war, dude. Their country's at war.
Look at Russia. Fucking the U.S. is pretty fucking corrupt, but they do it to different means. It's like when Madoff didn't money, but they didn't really punish him. Look at all the corporations are people, right? They get away. Limit liability fucking counts.
But it's still something, and it's part of the bigger picture of the long arm of justice,
yes, because you punish the guy that stole from 7-Eleven more than you punish the guy that stole from the bank.
That's why it's a long arc. That's the fucked up part. Like it's easy for someone at the bottom to trip up and fuck up and throw their life away. If the higher you're up, you can tumble and fall and get back up again, dust it off and keep going. But it's 10 years in prison. It's not that easy to dust it off your shoulders, for some bullshit. Like robbing a Sally's beauty salon and some dumb fuck with glasses is like, this dude's gonna rob the place. He has zip ties and he like a diva.
I'm getting my panini, and this guy comes by and fucking.
I'm gonna bite in the panini. I was all, see, there he goes. Go get his plates. I'm gonna check on the girls.
There was not much you could do.
That's also the point. Too,
I should have got shot by one of those girls for being alone.
There was not much you could do either, you know?
Well,
I mean, I suppose I could have gone in there. I could have acted like I was looking, and I fucking karate fucking judo chop him, disarm him. Man, get the zip ties and fucking tie him up real quick.
You would have been fucking zip tied.
My homie's already in the press.
You would have been in the tribune.
I'll take the zip ties were sticking out, dude. I could have taken the zip ties when we were still outside, tripped him and tied him up right then and there, and just
you need to lay off the weed. You need to cut back on the weed.
Look, the thing is that happens.
Dude, I gotta knock out fucking. Sorry. I got a good one up my sleeve, you know, and I could have used it and like checked him, like, does he really have a gun? I would have pulled the gun out and like I would have zip tied him. I would have slid the gun to the old cowboy, you know. But you know, it could flip. What if the old cowboy was the lookout?
You don't want that.
What if they still had this shit was early? They could have had the money from yesterday, and they were going to take it to the bank. They have a certain time they go to the bank. Well, that's how retail works. That's just kind of how like retail works. You don't do drop offs that night.
I mean, you can only do so much. I mean, this dude, if he had a gun,
do I make a situation worse?
Yes.
Like, the amount of dedication I have to put in. Like, I either could have preempted him when I was like, oh shit, this guy's bad, you know. But I could have got me and my homeboy shot. And he still could have
gotten arrested because you jumped some guy.
Yeah, because you were in the wrong space.
Yeah, and he had no gun. All he had was zip ties, and he plays like he's homeless. Yeah. Or I wait till he goes into the place, wait till he fucking is about to do it, and then fucking come in with a stick like, woo! Drop kick him, full fucking punch him, zip tie him, fucking pull the gun and go, vamonos! Give me half that money.
Then you get shot by the cops because they think you're the guy that's robbed.
No, the cops didn't show up for like fucking like after a whole panini was like eaten, dude, and a salad.
I think this should be called the panini incident.
It was a panini incident. I had what kind of panini? I had a pineapple and ham panini with like a kale and fucking something salad.
What the fuck?
It was pretty good. I like pineapple and ham. Pineapple and ham's like the best pizza.
I like it too, but what I'm saying is like it's so. Never mind.
Pineapple and ham's the best pizza. Period. Fight me.
Well,
I'll fucking stab you at a panini shop.
What about the salad? What was the salad again?
It was just like kale and like the green, like I don't know, this salad. It's like dark green salad with like vinaigrette that I didn't like specify. Just like, do you want a salad with that? I was like, okay.
Bueno, dale.
Well, this is a salad. Yeah, but do you want another salad? Look, you tend to not react until somebody else reacts. So unfortunately, there has to be martyrs to any of this shit. You know what I mean? Fucking Martin Luther King knew you. There has to be fucking martyrs is what I'm trying to say. People won't react until other people react.
True.
And that's the fucking evil of it. I mean, most of them get taken down. But then what? America, it's like we were saying earlier. Somebody brought up the point of what's going to happen after the
I don't want Martin Luther King to get shot outside of a panini shop, dude. Fucking over some. We wouldn't want Martin Luther King to get shot outside of a panini shop over some cash register. That's detrimental to society, you know. Like he got shot because he started to change the game for real. So someone finally paid some fucking white nationalist to go fucking take a
that's
stop
what
shot.
I'm trying to say. Any big movement that in social, especially any social movement like that, will like, you know what I mean? And the fact that he got shot calmed it down, because it's the same thing when you guys were talking about what's going to happen after the pandemic. I myself think that it's going to revert back to nothing. We tend to just forget. We tend to react. I mean, not overreact, but we tend to react right at that moment, and then we forget.
That's a good point.
It's like even in our socialistic programs, we used to think about the future. We used to build highways. We used to help infrastructure and that shit because it was going to help the people up ahead. And but now
a whole bunch of corporations.
We're worried about now. We're worried about now, and that's the fucking problem.
What you see what
we're
California's
not looking
doing
out for each other as much as we used to. Or maybe that's just the commie.
We're not. It's not the commie in you. Like that's FDR did it to fucking
whole
country.
Somebody if FDR wasn't a fucking commie, they'll tell you yes, especially nowadays.
Well, that's a jerk move, dude.
Bernie's a fucking commie.
Well, now you're talking. Like, yeah, I guess you get accused. At least he went and had a honeymoon in fucking the Soviet fucking. Roosevelt's like an aristocrat that just had basic common sense towards, hey, this country's about to fucking fall apart, and the Nazis are about to fucking take over the world. Like, we need to fucking stop doing this bullshit to our people. Like, it's not in our interest to have a bunch of poor people in bread lines. Like,
Nobody's
this is
gonna
not
buy
in
it.
our name. So he did some commie shit, I suppose, but he used the existing framework of the U.S. government to invest money, and it got people jobs, and it helped. Actually, I would say that's real trickle down economics, because then you start moving
The thing is,
all
they
the
weren't
engine.
separating that much, because even Eisenhower, who was a Republican, he put in all the money into the highway system or the freeway system.
Because like I said, it's in national interest. Yeah, he's
Exactly.
a general. He's already thinking national interest. The highways are a system for the army to move their shit too, but like, it's still throwing us a bone. Just those kind of things are still throwing the common man a bone.
Since we lost the common
Helping
enemy,
us,
we're turning in on
giving us
ourselves.
the opportunity moments.
Because when Eisenhower was in power, we still hated the Russians. We still had to fight communism. So we were all banding together. We didn't care about our little differences because we're American and we're fighting the fucking commies.
But we can't
But
move
now,
on.
since we don't have,
We can't move on because you have one of the two political parties wants to stop the other one, no matter what. Did you see they didn't clap about getting childhood poverty out, about helping kids? They didn't clap because to them, anything that happens now under Biden is anti-Republican. Biden could say, you know what? I just gave the biggest tax cut to the richest 1% to help. And you know what they would do? They wouldn't fucking clap. What if this is going to cause the debt? This is going to hurt Americans because we're giving money to corporations. But when one of their people do it, woo!
well, yeah, it's like people are bitching about how, what's he done in his first 100 days, right? And I was like, well, he didn't go golfing like 50 times. Like, Biden hasn't really given many speeches. Yeah, because he's not interested in that. He's actually at work.
That's why America has this short-term political memory, because like, basically, like a ton of the Republicans just want you to forget all the embarrassing shit they were being alarmist about.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 4 years, like, I guess they didn't take our guns. I know I told you every day that Obama was going to come take our guns, and now he's gone. But like, forget about it. But they don't bring it up. They try to pretend, just like with the Capitol shit. It's not even a few months, and these fools are already like saying this shit's already gone. Like, it was just a walk.
George.
They're not going to apologize.
One of MTG's goons, the mail slot fucking goons, their minions, one of those fools was arrested at the Capitol, or as a result of the Capitol, or was like seen on video at the Capitol. Allegedly, I saw that. Well, I don't know. I haven't like triple checked that shit or nothing. Or even double.
What they have to do, honestly, in order for this to stop, is you have to shove it down their throats. And I know that sounds terrible because they did that to us. But
no, it's right on.
It's not terrible because the term "shoving down the throat" that's a Republican catchphrase. That is one of their favorite Freudian slips, in my opinion.
Dude, honestly, like,
Republicans are always on about shit being shoved down the American people's throats, and it's just like, come on, Rick Santorum, come on, fucking Marco Rubio. Oh, Rubio, you of all people, mijo, papi. Calm down, papi. We all know.
Rick Santorum, more than anybody else, I think. He's all, well, it's a good thing I don't have a gag reflex, because what these Democrats are trying to sell.
So that way they can shove it down my throat and I catch it. That's how you stop the globalists. You got to strain your throat muscles.
You got to tighten it up to make sure they finish quickly so we can move on. You have to move everything forward. And I know that sounds very Trumpian, but we're like the Trump. We're like Trump. We have to be like Trump right now because everything got set so far back.
No. We're gonna fuck up our own shit if we do that. We will.
They're changing the rules already. It's already fucked. They're rearranging the votes. They're already they're looking for bamboo fibers in Arizona.
Look, even if we don't have time to fight that legislatively, what there is time for is to continue the blue wave and just push it more, pull people. Like, people need to see the humor and being sucked into all this QAnon InfoWars shit, and just shake it off and be like, fuck, like, they got me, like, I fucking, damn, dude,
No,
I thought the communists had fucking shit.
The thing is most of this country is really in the middle. Most of this country really wants to move on and help each other out. But it's the sensationalism and the tribalism that pushes everybody to the extreme. And that's the only thing we're listening to. Because, like I said, most of this country isn't really that far off left or right.
Yeah, we need to move the people win the elections, but we need to people it's time to go after the networks. It's time to take not just let the Berkshires go back into the fucking woodworks every time the net goes up. There'll be another Trump that's gonna blow the trumpet and fucking
smart guy. That's smart Trump.
Yeah, dude, that would have been like Jesse the Body Ventura would have been smart Trump. Yeah, dude, Jesse the Body Ventura is like a smart Trump. They could be smarter Trumps.
Points, though, but he did.
You know who?
Yeah,
You're right.
Hollywood. They both one's military though, right? One's military and one's kind of like a smarty guy. He's like a Buddhist Zen kind of dude, but he's a SEAL, right? But he has a lot of the same talking points. He runs with the same crowd. He's there with Alex Jones, Lyndon LaRouche, Ron Paul, Donald Trump, Roger Stone. And then Donald Trump and Jesse are both wrestlers. Are both trying to be in Hollywood.
Talking about that kind of shit. Did you guys hear about what's his name? The fuck's his name? That video guy, can't remember his name now. With the whole thing with Joe Rogan, right? How he came out and anti-vax or something like that.
Oh, that Bill Burr put him in his place?
Yeah, that was
Bill Burr, yeah. Joe Rogan, yeah. Bill Burr saved the fucking day on that one, dude. See, that's a judo move right there. He flipped that one on him real quick. He's like, how you gonna sit there fucking smoking a cigar in this fucking tiny room, fucking laughing, fucking you're high as fuck, you're kind of drunk, you're fucking in front of the American flag, and you're telling people to fucking this and that, and you don't fucking know. And he's like, like he just caught a teenager fucking lying,
Yeah.
Like he got a teenager just playing devil's advocate, just fucking with you, just trying to troll you.
But he's not.
Bill Burr's like,
sharing an opinion.
Yeah, well, Bill Burr knows what's up. Like, if you think about it, the statistics are real. They're saying that minorities have higher risk of dying, particularly like black men and black women that are overweight. There's a lot of there's been reports on how black people get treated worse in these kind of doctor and hospital kind of situations.
Oh, no shit.
I know some people, and I've seen it from personal experience. It just happens in general. So it's going to be worse on these people who I suppose maybe society is trying to make us value them less. Trying to see them in like a parasital kind of way, like there's some kind of negative way here just because of what they are. And
they're not us.
They're but Wilbur has a black wife. He's going to be aware of certain just unavoidable realities. If you're a regular dude and you're like, I'm not somewhat trust these governmental facts. They can't be too far off. Everything's pretty chill. Oh shit, they're saying this. He has to know some people in the medical field.
Man, these motherfuckers be spitting.
That's not bullshit. Joe Rogan may be in a kind of bubble where he can see this bullshit because he's just with a bunch of other fucking woke weightlifters that smoke weed and fucking like to fucking fight each other. They like to wrestle and we don't need this shit. Those guys get sick. It ain't no big deal usually, unless they had some he did have lupus. Oh, that's right, he had fucking lupus, huh? He was really healthy though. Yeah, but not his immune system. Oh fuck. And he's gone. Boom.
That's the algorithm, baby.
Forget about it. Yeah, the algorithm.
Joe Rogan.
On the virtual tent of America, he's preaching up there and telling people these things, and you can read into it. And I think people on the right read a lot into what Joe Rogan says. They spin the narrative that he's saying this and that when he's fucking really not. But
I know it's also affecting some people that are more progressive. Progressives are starting to listen to Joe Rogan. There's people that are college graduates.
Progressives tend to be independent on what they consume, I believe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. I'll give you an example. Think of it this way. You're a pot smoker, yes, and you think you know drugs.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
I know it's not far to reach, but you think
I've
so.
Heard
then
of
all of a sudden you start.
I think I've heard of that plant. I think I've heard of that plant.
Yeah. And so now you think you know all drugs. You're like, oh, fucking heroin. I mean, it's a Schedule 1, just like pot. Why can't I I'll just do heroin. I mean, I can handle it. A lot of them fall for it. A lot, dude. I mean, you almost had Chuck going into LaRouche.
No, I barely read on that stuff.
Okay.
It's not that powerful, dude. It's not that powerful. It requires the village. That's what really gets you. They get you. It's the recruiters are the real way. They're pulling the real fucking slack. The people that are out there that fucking want to recruit to look good.
Remember your car salesman pitch last time, like the first episode?
Yeah, the Lost first episode.
Yeah, that was Eric's pitch, not yours. But okay.
What was it?
Well, no, I know you. Well, I was saying there's a recruiter.
He's smiling. Of course, you know it was yours. Fuck you.
Yeah, the personality is the personality of a ruthless salesman. But in this case, this ruthless salesman is recruiting people. So like what he's getting, what he gets commissioned for is bringing new people in. And this commission can be given out in different ways depending on where he's at. But it's this personality type that really is good at getting these people because they'll say and do what they think they can. They've learned either, or they're efficient at it. They're good. They're regular at it, consistent.
Yeah, but they also know who to go to.
Exactly.
They already have.
That's
it's not what they call cold calling. You know what cold calling is, right?
Yeah, it's not cold calling. No. He's coming in. He's a closer. Bobby's a closer. Because you came in, But what's really going to get you is when like the recruiter, because they're all recruiters. If you're in, you're a recruiter. Even if you're not the hound dog salesman, you might even be the best salesman. You know what I mean?
Might even be a recruiter without knowing you're a recruiter.
Yeah, because you're smart, you're nice, you're not pushy, like, but it's all of it. It's you're selling the tribe. You're basically walking up to a shelf and you're looking at a tribe and you're like, I want this one, except the shelf is falling on top of you.
Do you have it in blue?
Or something. Yeah, but no, people like, do you want it blue? Do you want it red? Do you want it this? Like, it's like, I don't know. You're like,
you want it. They won't even say if you want it. They'll say you want it
red. and that's what I'm telling you. And a lot of these people that are progressives, that are like, college graduates, think they can handle Joe Rogan. And I mean, they've never been hit with that. It's like, when you first time you ever do fucking
it's not a hard transition, dude. Bernie Bros swing hard. Bernie Bros, the reason we called them Bernie Bros, because it was kind of like an endearing term to like someone that's bushy-tailed and fucking wide-eyed, right? So,
right.
They're enthusiastic. They might not know everything, but like, yeah, I just want everyone to have fucking health care. Woo! You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
everyone deserves the fucking first on life. Woo!
Bernie will never endorse Hillary.
Woo! Yeah, they're hearing the surface thing. They're not really buying. They're not diving deep.
Bernie's going to break away from the Democratic Party. Woo!
Yeah. Well, all the Democrats had to do was use Bernie as a vice presidential nominee with Hillary. They would have beat Trump easy.
Oh yeah.
But,
yes. Even Biden
easy. But, no, well, at this point, Biden Bernie would have been the dope ticket. That would have been the hot ticket.
Hell yeah.
And either way, I think it would have won. Yeah, they would have had a lot of ammunition. But if you went Hillary, Bernie, or Biden, Bernie, but Bernie has to be the vice president because the main pool has to appeal to a lot of independent voters, right? And but when the Bernie Bros swung to Trump because Bernie was gone, that was a devastating moment, dude. A lot of dude. These guys, as soon as those young minds put their fucking minds in these places where these guys are at, these trolls ate them alive, dude.
Well, dude, it's because they're looking for that savior. We went through this. They're looking for that savior. They don't mind replacing. They don't mind replacing Jesus for the whatever Messiah. You know what I mean?
For hairband Jesus, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
WWE Jesus.
Because that's what happened. They went from Bernie to Trump because they're looking for a
Jesus
savior.
Superstar. Jesus WWE superstar. Donald Trump. The return. Trump was Trump was the return of Christ, dog. If you really ask me, he was actually the return. Trump's the return of Jesus.
Yeah,
y'all don't know that.
No, because I would even make the joke that the whole vaccine was the mark of the beast. That's why they were hating on it.
Yeah, that's all. It's religion, dude. Religion's what's keeping us ignorant.
The opiate of the masses, right?
Open to the masses.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. It's also
It's
what
because you're a conservative, George. You're into family values and all that.
You're saying them like that's a bad thing.
even if I wasn't, I feel just like objectively, the church is such a pillar to like a lot of communities and a lot of just existence throughout our planet, like consistently, like the people that go out missionary and help places that are vastly
they do very good things.
government.
Yeah, but they also drop off that
like
Bible.
I said, we focus in on the bad things.
They're recruiters. They're fucking recruiters.
Well, yeah, everybody's a recruiter.
That's all they're doing.
Sometimes not all.
I mean, we recruit for bills, don't we?
Not all churches at all, dude. A lot of churches are not. You don't see the Jews recruiting nobody, dog. I don't want your ass
into it. Yeah, you don't see the truth, bro.
That's because they're their own people, and you probably do see it. We just don't see it here.
You can marry in. You're good enough. I fucked up. I didn't marry in. Shit, I wish I would have gone Jew.
That's my issue. I don't have an issue against religion. I have an issue with religious institution.
What?
With religious institution.
You're an organized religion, then.
Yeah, that's my issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe. I feel the same way.
Like maybe like I don't think that the good might outweigh the bad or ever excuse the bad. Maybe I should say, but you know, a lot of our society is built. A lot of ignorance is cured because like religion is like philosophy for the poor man. You know, that it's a lot of things for the poor man. You know, it's your psychology, it's your inspiration, it's your safety net, it's your drive. You know, you pay into it, but you got to give back. It teaches you a lot of things. It helps you raise your kids. You know, it helps you know your neighbors and what kids to hang out with. And there's, you know, like that safety, I guess, which, you know, that itself is good and bad. But I mean, you know, it's not bad. I don't see what's bad about it. But like, it can be abused, I should say. Like, there's potential for abuse there, and because there is an institute or like an institution attached to it, you know, like there can be things that are done unbeknownst to the little flock, I suppose. Like, I feel like the Catholic Church has that kind of shit going on because they're big and old and established, you know. Where I don't see that so much with like certain American non-denominational places, you know, like
I don't know. The fucking the South has a lot of it with the fucking what do you call them? The evangelicals.
The tent revivalists
take the ride kind of shit.
Yeah, the tent revivalists, that's your evangelical bunch. That's what tent revivalism's about. Yeah. It's about evangelicalism. It's about getting fanatics. It's about graveling up the base, and it's about cutting taxes and excusing, you know, worker abuse. Well, yeah, but it's like a sleight of hand, us versus them. It's the government that you're mad at. It's the impurities of our society that are causing this depression. It's not, you know, the newspaper owner in this town. It's not the mayor in this town. It's not these corporations, you know, whatever. Like, it's not the real boogeyman in your life. It's all these external fucking problems. And the tent revivalist comes. It's the fucking Llorona, fool. That's what took your kid. It was like, so someone's stealing babies near the Catholic Church. It's a chupacabra. Oh.
That's why I don't like churches, because they should pay. If they're gonna get themselves in religion, they're gonna be charged tax. You got to pay to play.
No. I think that's a bad idea. Charging them taxes would be a bad idea.
It's a great idea
because they would demand more power too. You got to keep the separation between the church and the state.
There is no separation.
Yes, there is.
Well, there's at least avenues right now that we should be using more. But there are things like the family, the focus on the family people, all the Christian.
Charity,
you know, once they put hands on Trump, you know, like people start putting hands in like that, and like they start whispering things in your ear, and you're buying it, and like they're promising you votes and votes and votes, and like, you know, it's true, dude. Evangelicals have a lot of sway. Like, riddle me this.
Yeah, that's why we're so close to Israel too. That's why we'll back up to Israel. Right now, what's happening with the Palestinians and them.
Yeah.
Now that's a David versus Goliath right there.
Yeah.
They can shoot 200 rockets and like 10% get in.
Dude, that's not really a war, dude. The things Palestine would have to do to win that war are so ugly that they probably can't even do it. And Israel will just stop them. Israel's just ready to fight.
Yeah, it's like the 7-day wars. Look, they fucking kicked the shit out of Syria and Egypt and
Jordan.
A couple other ones I can't remember. But they're basically the armament that they have is so much more than any of the people around them. There will never be a true war where they're gonna invade Israel.
Well, you have to
Well,
remember they're
they
using bombs made in America. The Iron Dome is American. The jets they're flying, the guns they use, it's all American.
Well, not the Uzi.
Okay, not the Uzi. Like I have no issue with them defending themselves, but it's how they're defending themselves. I mean, they're taking out entire buildings over a rocket. Look at the scale of death.
I mean, they're destroying housing complexes, but their excuse is that, oh well, there was some some fucking Palestinian rebels there. But then again, I mean, you could blame the Palestinians also, like you put them in danger because you were doing it there too.
Check
a
this
little
out.
bit of both.
I would weigh it this way. I would say, and this might sound awful, I suppose, but the Israel being a more established fucking state and having a more educated populace, and I think the solution really has to come from them. Palestine, as Palestinians, might be like it's probably easier for them to fall into like those kind of traps, like a QAnon trap, where they start believing some crazy bullshit, and they're gonna go blow up so they can raise money. That there's progress, there's progress on the front war against Israel's fucking 1984 fucking Orwellian rule on us. La 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 la. And you go blow up like a fucking idiot. But you're passionate and you're fucking driven, but you have to remember, like, how bad does it have to be for them to get that part? I mean, there was videos where they're back in the day when they were throwing rocks at tanks. You know what I mean? If you're throwing rocks at a tank, you know that it's really bad. When 9/11 happened, that was one of the biggest things I brought up. Is we do that. Up, dude. We do that to every country. We've done it to so many countries. We'll decimate buildings just to do it. You know what I mean? And they blow up two buildings.
We're part of why the terrorists rose. Yeah.
Yeah. When they blow up two buildings, we change their entire way of life. Their entire way of life is decimated on the daily almost. You know what I mean? They blew up a place. Israel just blew up a building where they housed journalists.
It's like take the instance when they killed Yitzhak Rabin. They assassinated him because he was actually being progressive, and he was kind of getting at what was that guy's name? The guy with the Palestinians.
I mean, there's definitely like the theory that there's the Bush family, the neocons, funneling money into the Middle East, helping prop up regimes. There was a Sykes-Picot agreement in the early 1900s between the French, the British, and I think like maybe even like a little bit of the Russians or something. And they carved up the Middle East basically to kind of keep them in basically like a situation where it's easy to maintain power over them. Like their inner bickering will prevent them from being a threat to their real fucking oppressor.
Yeah, they'll keep fighting themselves. Okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything done if you're going outside fighting with your fucking neighbors.
Was there Israel?
Look at it this way: it was called the Arab-Israeli War. You know what I mean? It was like the Israeli fighting Arabs.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I think that sums it up. And I feel like that's how people feel towards America too. Like we're the face of all Western colonialism now. And it's that little stupid island over there in a couple of fucking countries you think are cool. Stop. It's not us. Like we just came in and kind of cleaned up ship and kind of took over everything. We kind of just maintain power now. Make sure the markets open up on time in the morning. Everything's cool when it's nighttime. We keep Russia from invading you. We keep China from fucking whatever. But
I mean, we already invaded them.
One of the things that after that 6 days, 7 days, I can't remember what it was called. They actually come up with coins to celebrate it in Israel.
Commemorative coins, of course, dog.
Yes.
You gotta have some shekels after some shit like that. Shalom, boy. It's all good, but it's it's not the people. Like it's such a weird web that I feel like most people aren't involved. Most people don't realize there is some fake like war out there to drive profits, kind of like with police and them wanting more. The more it's bad out there, the more they get money, more they get budget. Security companies want there to be crime because it's going to be to their benefit, be fucking, for there to be
we talked
necessity
about
for them.
the whole private institution of like or jails or prisons. Like why should you be making a profit out of fucking imprisoning people? You know, it's kind of it plays to that. I understand is what I'm trying to say.
It's just capitalism to the next level. It just shows how far America's gone.
That's uber capitalism.
Yeah. That's how far we are. Look what we do. We defend. If an Apple factory gets attacked, we're there. We're gonna go do whatever we can to defend that factory.
Right, especially if there's oil involved.
You know what I mean? That's how far we've gone. No, fuck the oil. We're Exxon. That's who we as an American interest. We are. They are us, and that's the sad part. Is America's turned into corporations.
Yeah, for corporatism. We've talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't turned into it because if it had, their propaganda would not be necessary.
There's no money.
They're moving towards that. But the good news is most people are independent voters. The second
I thought you were going to go with Jehovah. Bringing in the good news.
No. This is the bad news. Jehovah's Witnesses. Could you imagine? There's 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Let's say, I know they're not registered to vote or nothing like that, but let's say that their leadership got a fat check.
There's an awakening
from some undisclosed fucking name, and they said, "Get your people to vote for Trump. We need them." And they're like, "Thank you. Okay, boom. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. It's over. The trumpets have blown. It is Donald Trump. You knew it. You felt it in your bones, and everything you felt is true. The end of times is here. Get out the word. Make sure you buy the pull-up banner. Buy them in bulk. You're going to save 10 cents on each one. Grab some fucking literature on your way out. Leave a donation. Get the word out. It will, you're going to get into heaven. And then register to, oh yeah, by the way, register to vote. We're voting for Trump. Boom. That could tip fucking elections in a big way. Because they've been on the sidelines and suddenly they're fucking in.
But it's also the complacency of the other people. A lot of people didn't go to vote because they're like, no way he's going to win. I'll just stay home. Because we outweigh those people. Like I told you, most people in this country are in the middle.
Dude, how many votes did Trump lose by in Georgia or Arizona or Pennsylvania? These were slim margins. The best of them were like in the hundreds of thousands. Yeah. So there's no witnesses just waiting there.
They don't have
They have households of like adults that can just register to vote and throw an election. They're ready. The harvest is ready. They're going to do what they do.
George, the states you just mentioned, they all passed voter restriction laws. They're like, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, that's why the redistricting.
Yeah.
This is why we have to work now. This is what we have to.
And I'm saying they got now. There's got to be fail stops on top of that. There's fail stops. They're good at cheating. A QAnon conspirator like Margie Taylor Greene is good at cheating. Just like a pedophile hunter like Matt Gaetz is good at pedophiling. These people are good at what they're interested in.
Dude. But the QAnon doesn't control a state house and a legislation and a governor that signs it into law. That's why it's more than Q. This is Republicans. The new rhetoric, their new savior just told them to fix the votes. So that's what they're going to do.
That's why there's that breakup in between the. It's not that big, but in the Republican Party itself, because they talk shit about fucking Trump, but then they go to the other side and fucking totally like, oh no, I love Trump. He just said that to calm the people that are on the extremist left wing of the socialization of the American life and blah blah blah.
And you can easily tie that to that's an easy line to the QAnon fucking post. So, grab your popcorn, enjoy the show, because it's so vague. And if any show involves actors, and they're telling you that these guys, AOC is an actor, they're giving you all the crumbs from the bread, and they're giving you the piece of bread, and like you're supposed to put that together. You know what I mean?
There's a petit bourgeois.
I suppose they're the people that get pamphleteered. They're the people that get pamphleteered in France. They're the Jacobin mob. They're the mob that gets all riled up to go kill the elite, the rich,
the Pinkerton,
the bourgeoisie, because these are the people standing in your way. And in the same vein, just like when alleged BLM protesters burnt down black businesses, a mob is a mob. sometimes mobs like just, but
They don't have to do that anymore. All they did was change the laws. They don't have to work. They don't have. There doesn't have to be a mob because the people that are running the red states are making it so they don't have to worry about it. That's the difference between a blue state and a red
Now, the
states
difference between a
limiting
blue
who can
state
vote.
and
They
a
even
red
said
state is that
purity.
California only gets so many goddamn votes.
They even talked about purity of the votes. They even talked about purity,
The
which is
purity
a
of the vote.
huge
Goddamn.
Jim Crow.
Yeah.
We need the purity electors. They need to be pure. This is what's going on in those states that you just mentioned, George. They don't. There is no. They don't, there doesn't have to be a revolution because they control the means. They control the vote. They control who can vote, and they just passed it. Florida just passed one. Texas did. Georgia did. Arizona, I guarantee you, either is going to pass one or is passed it already.
yeah. You guys saw those leaked videos, right?
The what?
Those leaked videos from like I guess like press conferences given to or from the Heritage Foundation of like some people that went around and helped pass these things really slickly, and they even spoke about how we even used the Sentinel to write it so it seems like grassrootsy, with that grassroots vibe.
Yeah. Well, they're marginalizing and co-opting a lot of those terms. It's like if you ask people what socialism is, they'll tell you that it's communism and evil and red pinko bastards. It's the ignorance and the not wanting to know anyways, because what's the reason of knowing? They're just gonna buy you, they're gonna get you in there with their lies.
Mm-hmm. That's what's going on now.
Yeah, trying to tell people. All they have, what they're using is just the fear tactic. It's already proven not true. They keep pushing it back. I think they don't want to throw the first punch. They want to get first punched. They were probably hoping that the Capitol riot would turn into a fucking bloodbath. The people that intended them to fight,
but that's their porn. That's their porn, George. That's what they want. That's what in their mind. That's what they wanted. That's what they're jerking off to is that. But it's not going to happen because they know that regular.
Oh wait. They don't all necessarily jerk off. Sometimes they just put it in their butt.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That's to them. That's their porn. Their pornography is revolution. We're gonna go and take. That's what they want. That's what gets them off at night. Is thinking, oh, we're
Yeah, well, it unifies them, and they feel since they're unified, they feel more of a brotherhood, of a kinship of we're doing this for us, man, because we're the ones being oppressed and being taken over.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of jerks that are like around each other.
Real quick. Yeah, this whole time America was oppressing white people, really.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
All it takes is one of them to say that. All it takes is one, and they'll all believe it. Where we go one, we go all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, and that one is Jesus. Donald Trump, Michael Flynn, or fucking one of the walk-ins.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they always depict Jesus as a white guy whenever they, put what do you call it, a picture up about him. He doesn't look like a Middle Eastern person.
I'm ready for any Jesus. I don't care what Jesus looks like.
Well, no, but that's how they'll say. It's just like that one time a couple of years ago when they were saying, no, black people can't be Santa.
Yeah, see, that's rotten, dude. That's fucking rotten.
So it's like I'm saying, it's the same thing. It's like when they showed you can't, if you put up a fucking picture and call it Jesus and it's a Middle Eastern looking guy, they're going to be like, no, what are you doing? That's wrong.
That's a terrorist.
You want a blue-eyed, blonde-haired guy.
That's a terrorist. How dare they mock the picture of our Lord and Savior?
Jesus was a terrorist.
Well, not white people. Not American Jesus.
No.
Well,
you see him on the internet.
Great. Now all in my head, all I'm hearing is bad religion now. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. We've got the American Jesus. Oh. See him on the interstate.
Yeah.
What? 21st century boy.
Oh, that's a great song too.
Wow, George.
I'm a fan of the worst album of that.
That's a great album.
The Gray Rain?
That's a badass album.
No, Against the Grain was a good album.
It's an SOS.
But I think Into the Unknown was the worst.
Into the Unknown.
Hey,
you know what would suck shit if Bad Religion was listening and they're like,
Greg Graffin? He'd be totally supporting it.
Operation Rescue. That's it. Operation Rescue. Read the lyrics. That's what we're going through right now.
No, that's a band.
No, that's a song.
No, I know. Yeah, Operation Rescue. Well, no, we're going through every fucking Bad Religion song, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
Flat Earth
it's
Society?
it's a symphony, dude. There's not one problem. It's a fucking symphony of shit.
Yes.
I can't
The collective.
believe it. Things they're saying to me. Shit. Now I'm gonna have to listen to Bad Religion when we get off.
I told you. Now.
Well,
It's very soon, gentlemen. I gotta go.
All right.
Really? How long was
Welcome
this?
to this was episode 7 actually, right?
Can we really call it 7 even though the other ones are lost? Why don't we just call it what it is? Well, wait, sorry. If we're calling it what it is, it would be 7. My bad.
No, wait. Is it or not?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
Dude, we haven't even fucking touched last week's.
We haven't? No
No.
wonder it sounded old when I heard it.
Those were the
like,
ones from 2 weeks before. George has been
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't remember half of. I thought we're talking about the same shit. I thought.
Last week we had the internet on, remember? George was going through his internet porn.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to give you some insights. You know, we want to talk about these people and talk about what they're thinking, how they're thinking. I just want to do it. Look,
I still think that the best one is when it starts off with like, we're not going to talk about communism, right?
That was last week. That was 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
that was brilliant, George.
That was part 1.
Yeah,
That's the greatest intro to anything I've ever heard.
you're welcome. You're welcome to be part of the chat.
White nationalism.
Carlos,
Yeah.
you know, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah,
to
sure
work
it is.
with you as one professional to another, as one porn inspector to another.
Damn.
You know,
I'm
I just want
I'm obliged, sir.
to extend the thing.
I
You know the
take
thing,
leisure.
man. Come on.
Yeah, I got it.
I take leisure in other people's pleasure.
I kind of get lost in my thoughts, Jack. Come on. You know the
All
thing.
right.
America. Come on.
You guys
Let's
next
go.
week, I'm gonna stop.
What?